Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about analogy. What is an analogy? How do you read an analogy? And different types of relationships that comes under analogy. So let's begin. What is an analogy? An analogy is a relationship between one pair of words that helps to form the same relationship in the second pair of words. An analogy shows similarities or things in common or any other type of relationship that we'll discuss further. How do you read an analogy? Rag is to irritate as dusk is to nightfall. Rag is to irritate as dusk is to nightfall. We have two pairs here, rag and irritate and dusk and nightfall. The relationship that rag and irritate has, the same relationship is between dusk and nightfall. So now let's discuss types of relationships that we have. One important part is to its whole. For example, blade is to knife as prong is to fork. Thumb is to hand as diamond is to ring. Thumb is a part, hand is a whole. So the relationship here is part is to whole. The relationship can be whole is to part, that is, hand is to thumb. Next is cause is to effect. Prosperity is to happiness as success is to joy. Earthquake is to tsunami as heavy rains is to flood. Again, earthquake becomes a cause for the effect tsunami. This relationship can be effect is to cause, that is, tsunami is to earthquake. The extreme of one thing is to extreme of another. Elation is to depression as acuteness is to dullness. Freezing is to boiling as terrible is to wonderful. Here, freezing is the extreme case. Boiling is the extreme case of another. Note, freezing is to call is having a relationship wherein first is the extreme degree of the second. An object is to its primary function. Car is to travel as bag is to carry. Lungs is to breathing as thermometer is to measure temperature. Lungs is the object, breathing is the primary function. Here also the relation can be primary function of an object is to the object itself. A specific item is to its general class, or we can say type of. Crab is to crustacean, man is to mammal. Soccer is to sport as jaywalk is to misdemeanor. Tuna is to fish as frog is to amphibian. Note, the relationship is also called subordination classification, in which the relationship says that the object A is a type of B. For example, tuna is a type of fish. Soccer is a type of sport. Superordination classification. Here, relationships are those in which A is a category into which B falls. This relation is general class is to its specific item or type. This is just an opposite of subordination. For example, bird is to robin as mollusk is to snail. Car is to Camry as motorcycle is to Kowalski. The word is a symbol or sign of the second word. For example, snarl is to anger as stare is to sad. Dove is to peace as skull is to dread. Dove is acting as a sign or symbol of peace. Skull is acting as a symbol of dread. The relationship can be symbol of the word is to the word itself. An object is to its characteristic. Iron is to rigid as rubber is to flexible. Iron is the object and rigid is the characteristic of iron. This relationship can be a person is to his or her trait, or an organization is to its trait. Soldier is to courage as doctor is to compassionate. Courage is the trait or characteristic of a soldier. The word is to its synonym. Doleful is to sad as jovial is to merry. Overactive is to energetic as raw is to natural. Compelling is to coaxing as thin is to slender. Happy is to glad as dull is to blunt. Here you can see the pairs are synonyms. The word is to its antonym. Indigent is to wealthy as exhaust is to nourished. Rotten is to thin as uncouth is to refined. Unbiased is to unjust as demolish is to create. Dearth is to plethora as excess is to shortage. Dearth and plethora are antonyms. Dearth means shortage and plethora means abundant. This object hinders this action. The first is going to be the object for which the second word is going to be the action, but the object will hinder the action. For example, restrain is to move as stutter is to speech. Dishonesty is to truth as smoking is to health. Here, restrain is hindering the movement. Similarly, the object may assist the action. For example, spoon is to soup as microphone is to speech. Spoon assists the action of soup. Job related pairs. The second word is someone who performs the first word. Cobbling is to cobbler as baking is to baker. Teaching is to teacher as painting is to artist. Teacher is the one who performs teaching. Descriptive predication. One term describes something about the other term. Dog is to bark as cat is to meow. Here, second is the sound made by the first. Or, horse is to gallop as duck is to waddle. Here, second is the movement of the first. Sound relationships or non-semantic. Two words are related because they sound similar in some way. This has nothing to do with the meanings of the word. For example, taw is to raw as law is to craw. I is to sty as by is to cry. Slay is to day as meek is to seek. Thank you everyone. I hope you have understood various types of relationships that we need to understand in order to learn about analogy. If you have any query, please write in comment. Thank you so much.